Welcome back to another live stream of Delightful underscore Dawn and our continued series, Babes and Boundaries. Don't forget to like this live stream. Follow me on all social media platforms at Delightful underscore Dawn. Don't forget to comment as the video progresses. If you're watching this as a replay, comment as the video goes on. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell every time that I subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload because I so forgot that's how it goes. I am late, but not because I wanted to be, but because life just happened. I wanted to be on camera with y'all. Like I have the mic. It happened. We were supposed to have other guests and we don't, but we're gonna keep on progressing. Hey Whitney. Happy Friday, everybody. I am good, Whitney. Thank you for asking. Just literally walked in the door. We are like 3 hours late, but we're what? We're here. She here. Well, that's what it's called on my what is my thing called? Y'all can someone my social media. I'm gonna show my face. Oh, I look a mess, but I'm not gonna show my face. We're gonna do an update first because that's what I do. I do an update, then we get into the topic. The topic is starting over. Last week I gave y'all homework. I don't know if anyone did the homework. I would hope they did because we had questions as far as what things meant for you. I did a whole vlog to kind of go over that. Why is my light dimming down? Okay, yeah. All right. I have to get it back. I do want to come on live in living color. Give me 1 second. No, give me 5 seconds. No, 10. Okay. I am back. I am back. Let me get semi settled. Y'all know how it goes where you just like, if y'all watching this replay, don't leave me yet because I plan on getting my life together real quick and real soon. All right. Whew. Okay. Let's see how it looks coming on the camera. I look a mess, but it is what it is. I can't control the now. All I can do is be here in the present because I didn't have time to do my makeup. I didn't have time to put on some lashes, and I wanted to. I'm supposed to go to an event with a friend after this live, so maybe we should have made it a. I'm trying. Is it the light too bright? Okay, I'm trying to get our light together. Get our life and light together. Okay. So that is simmered. That is settled. That is ready to go. Y'all, we're gonna do our updates. First, welcome in again. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Trend. I would like to also, if you have not watched my last video that I had put on YouTube, then you're missing out. Then you're not getting the full experience of the Life of Dawn channel. Our last video was the hair video, which will be in the comments. I'll also put it in a description. That way, that can be a point of reference for everyone. I'm going to also briefly put it on the screen for you guys to see what our last video was because it is a doozy. I think I'm doing good as far as like an update. Like we always do an update as far as that. My goal for this month was to have 2 videos a week, one being a live and then one being a video. This is the video that I have for this week, which is our Goddess Boho Faux Locks, 30 inches. I'm trying to see if I can show y'all the picture of them. So yes, I had these locks in probably about 2 or 3 months. I'm probably going to get these locks again for a conference that I'm going to. That way, I can look like a whole snack lack. And yeah, so that's the most previous video. I'm going to also dump it in our live streams now, so that way people can go watch if you haven't watched already, because it's not even that long. Okay, there. That is done. We have that was our last video. We were originally supposed to have Marks up here, my bro, the artiste, but he had a gig that came up that he could not. Well, it just didn't make sense to come to a live stream versus getting money and doing what he do best. So he went and did that. But I'm also, y'all see my hair is down. I think it's been a minute since I've shown my hair on here. It is crinkled to the crinks. It is growing though. We have inches a little bit. Scrappy got a haircut today. That was interesting. Woke up at 5:45. Dropped him off at the groomers at 7 o'clock. Picked him up around 1:30, and found out my little poor baby had some, I don't know if it's called scarring or just like some scars or wounds from him scratching himself because of the fleas. And I guess he was in such agony, he just kept scratching until like he like punctured his skin. So his skin is like super red. I'm so sorry to my baby. I got him some cream and stuff, and we're gonna keep him on a routine of him getting groomed, washed, all of that to make sure he's in good health and all of that. But we can go ahead and get to the live stream topic. Starting over. And I feel like this is the part. This is the end of the week. Next week we have a new start to a new week, and it makes me think of like, what does starting over mean, and then in the context of what it means as far as relationships, growth, personal growth, career, etc. And I lost it. And made me think about, if anyone haven't seen a lot of these reality shows and reality shows that they have, like Carlos King and Love and Marriage. We have the Braxtons. All of these shows have some type of example of starting over, whether it's in relationships, personal growth. With the Braxtons, they lost their beloved sister, rest in peace, Tracy Braxton, and this is them starting over the show with the legacy of her, and then navigating those feelings in their new life of them and their sisterhood and family just in general. And we get to see that as viewers. And then when I think of Carlos King and his show, the only show that I kind of like follow, not even really watch on a regular basis, but I watch him and Dr. Heavenly recaps. And that is the Married to Medicine, where you have Destiny on there starting over, coming back on a new season, then come to find out that her ex is on there now, married to the producer, former producer of the show. Then you have all these other different characters where they're like starting over. We have Kimmy, who had cancer and is now in this new stage of her life, starting over. It can also be in the thought process as we, what in the world? Let me just let the earring go. Let me let the earring go. We can think about it in our daily lives, how we deal with situations. However it comes to you, how we kind of reset, reestablish, reaffirm, realign our lives so that we can have a clear trajectory or have a purpose. So that is what starting over means to me, and why this particular live is called Starting Over is for multiple reasons: personal, career, relationships for myself. That many of y'all know the whole process of starting over here in my apartment, which something that many people thought that I could not do. They didn't think I could live alone or be prosperous. Many assumed that I would fail and just have like a full blown meltdown just in life because of how, and I would say that's mostly a lot to do with me because I'm like one of them people where I am a creature of habit, like bad. What is he doing? A creature of habit. So pretty much I do the same thing over and over again. You're not going to see it's a lot of repetition. You're going to see me doing the things constantly over and over again. I will accept bad, piss poor behavior because I don't want the dynamic of things to change. And who can't relate to that at one form or time in their life? And for me, what prompted this particular live was I had decided to follow Jesus. Follow Jesus for him to reset, realign the trajectory of Dawn's life and purpose. And um, that has a lot to do with, first off, life happens and we all deal with life differently. And for me, I just had to set myself because, of course, nothing as dramatic as losing anyone, knock on wood, has happened like it did with the Braxtons. Nothing as dramatic of me being with a love and then finding out there with someone that I know and having to deal with that drama. Knock on wood, like with Married to Medicine, not Married to Medicine, but with Love. What's that? Love Is Blind, like with Love and Marriage Transfer. But I feel like me having to restructure my value and the definition that I have for me in my life when it comes to romantic partnerships has been a big thing. Re-establishing boundaries for myself and making sure that they're articulated to individuals so they know my boundaries have been something that's been like starting that over. Um, a lot of common reasons why we want to start over or decide to have like a fresh start is maybe dissatisfaction or failure or desire to change. Um, as an example of like what happens where we're like, okay, we just need to reset and restart, like to put it in perspective that of just someone that you may know who may be famous. I think the best example that we have seen, even though it's been up and down, have been Chris Brown. Like just someone just a thought name, Chris Brown. And Chris Brown had a very high start, a very low second quarter, and then from there, I feel like he reestablished his brand as being strictly music, and of course, like his life became something that people would decide to dissect as time goes on. But that to me is a true testament of someone starting over when people kind of wanted someone to fail. The interesting thing with Chris Brown is because he was a teenager when all of those things happened with him and his previous partner, is that he was still growing and developing as a young man. So of course all of the outlandish things that happened to him as an adult where we're like, okay, he is grown and he's deciding to do these things. But still to this day, I feel like the trajectory for him has been something that's always been up and never going down and never just being, simmered to where it's like consistent. It's like he's always trying to elevate his person and brand as a person. If that person, as an example, is someone you're like, girl, don't use no Chris Brown as an example of somebody starting over. If you want to hear a true testament, a story of someone starting over, then we can go ahead and use Melody Cherie, okay, from Love and Marriage, Huntsville. That is someone on the show. She was with her partner for um 10 plus years, I believe, and her partner ultimately, allegedly, which we know is not alleged because he had a child on her, cheated on her multiple times, and she had to make a decision not only for herself but her children, and just for herself as far as her legacy and what she leaves as far as Melody is concerned, like her self-worth, she had to leave that marriage. And with that marriage, of course, how men do, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm not gonna knock on Martell Holt, is that they're like, if I can't have you, like, I want everything. They're gonna make it really difficult because they're gonna call themselves fighting, make it a little bit difficult for you, and maybe you'll possibly stay. Um, she decided to dissolve everything when it came to their marriage and start completely over. A lot of people can probably relate to the aspect of divorce and starting over and starting anew, or you're in a relationship and you starting over and you starting anew, or you're in a career field and you starting over, starting new. That's what was Chris Brown relationship, Melody, Cherie, and that's what just happens for people. Now we come to the the common desire to change, like what brings us to like what's starting over. And for me, the first thing that I think of is just the feeling of like worth for me. And so that's what prompted the idea of me wanting to reset, restart, reaffirm some things that have been an idea in the back of my head, but never me actively bringing it to fruition, to making it come to life. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. For me, I grew up in a household. Girl, y'all, I'm not even. I have so many points on here. I'm not even halfway through them. I need to kind of push it along. I grew up in a household of six siblings, mom, dad. So a total of 8 individuals, a lot of personality, and I'm trying to make sure I remember why I'm telling the story the way I'm telling it. And a lot of times I didn't have much of an opinion or a say so, not because I feel like my parents didn't want me to have a say so or have an opinion. It was just always like, Dawn is gonna be okay because Dawn is like our child that we don't have to worry about. And so I remember being like having the narrative. Oh, this is not the earring I want to stay on. Having the narrative of all of these things that I didn't no longer want to be associated with myself once I graduated from college, because I didn't want to be the quiet girl. I didn't want to be the girl with no opinion. I didn't want to be all of these things, which, and ultimately I was never those things, but I remember always in some way, shape, or form trying to dim my light so it didn't become something of a topic for me to have to explain to somebody else. And not saying like dimming the light, but just dimming the personality. Because this personality can't be duplicated, made up, or fiction. Because it is. Even right now, I am tired. Look at the eyes. They're tired. Like, life happens. We go through what we go through. We deal with what we do with, how we deal with those particular situations or challenges. But I feel like this is what we do to put ourselves in position to make it better, which can make me come to like our 3-parter of challenges of starting over, which is most emotional and psychological hurdles, deadlines with fears, uncertainty and doubt, financial and practical challenges, the stigma the stigma or judgment from others when making a big change. Um, when it came to this particular situation, that prompted this particular live. The first thing that came to my mind was, what are people going to say if I don't succeed in this declaration of Dawn starting over and starting anew? What are people going to say when, if, and when, because I'm almost talking these things down, I don't succeed or I don't be successful in this new declaration of Dawn, being anew and kind of setting things into his past. I feel like we're going to have those moments of like, um, what is it called? What is the syndrome? Like, you're not supposed to be there. Like you in a space where you know that you should be, imposter syndrome, and you're like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this chapter that I'm creating and writing. Remember, you creating and writing. I shouldn't be in it. Like, I don't deserve happiness. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve to have more money. I don't deserve to be successful. I like when you start putting these mental psychological hurdles for yourself, it becomes something that you kind of have to constantly battle, which, you know, you have to be practical. Sometimes you have to put up pen and paper, like we talked about before. If you do have these dreams and desires, don't just have dreams and desires, set them in motion and into action. And so that can be a part of the challenge for us. My sister FaceTime me and hello? I'm on live. I see that. Bye. You look beautiful. Oh, you gonna be on live with me? No. Rude. She's giving so rude. Okay. Yeah. The thing is, she gonna call, throw me completely off my thought process, and they're gonna be like, "Okay, girl, bye. I see you on live." I texted her the live, and she called me. Don't we just love our siblings? But yes, that part. So the next process, or our next like thought process of me when I think of starting over, is the process of actually starting over, which is the steps that we take when beginning, which we talked about actions, the importance of planning versus taking a leap of faith, how to break away from the past and avoid repeated mistakes. How often, when we're starting something in general, like whether it's new, not necessarily starting over, do we think, this is my idea of what I want to be and where I want to go, and we don't sit down and plan it? Like, you don't have to do like step by step, but having some type of action items or desired steps to get us to where we can be, versus us just saying, okay, we're just going to just do, which is okay. Sometimes you do just need to get up and just leave out of a situation and then just have faith and trust in God to make moves. But then we also have the brain, willpower, and the resources to be able to do proper research, to see what resources are properly available to us. So if you are a person who is in a situation where you are being abused and you're like, I'm tired, I'm just ready to go, but then know where to go. Like, if I'm going to be out here, I need help. I'm in a domestic situation. I am being abused. I don't know. I don't have the willpower or the bandwidth to go any much further. Then where do you go when you need help? We go to the police station. It sounds stupid, but I mean, you think 911. Someone's going to help you somewhere. If you need to go to a crisis counselor, Google something like, hey, I need help. It's been plenty of people nowadays and age. I feel like domestic violence is just so of a norm, which is ridiculous, that they have so many resources for, majority is for women and children, and for them to be able to either get appropriate housing or to get somewhere as far as emergency staying, whether it's in shelters, whether it's you just going on the World Wide Web, your internet, telling your family and friends, I have been abused or being abused, and I just need some assistance. Because sometimes just a matter of asking because you don't have the bandwidth to do these extra steps, which I think is almost interesting. Like when women do put on social media, because that's why I see most of women, I'm not saying men don't get abused, but they're like, why are they putting this on social media? Why don't they just go? Like, they don't know that you can do this. Maybe they just at their wits end. They're tired. They're ready to start anew. They had just enough strength, just enough leap of faith to just say, I just need help. And that's always okay too. Just with keeping as far as like the process of starting over, not repeating the same mistakes from the past, it's actively saying, I'm not going to go back to where I felt X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you gotta remind yourself like why you don't want to go back to doing poor behavior when it comes to personal life or when it comes to a career. I don't want to go back to making this dollar amount because I remember when I made this dollar amount, what struggles and hurdles I had due to that dollar amount, or like a career change. Maybe I don't want to go back into finances and I enjoy being in social work because of X, Y, and Z. I remember in finances, the amount of stress I had, but no type of, what is the word? Y'all, I can't even think. No type of like feeling completion afterwards. Like, when you do certain things and you feel like, okay, I made a change, that maybe this particular person doesn't feel that way when it comes to finances versus when they move over to like social work or social justice. That can be an example. And then we think about the roles of a support system. So the importance of having a strong network, how friends and family mentors can help, seeking professional help like therapy or coaching. So that can also, like how I said, like you could post and hey girl, hey, she says she's listening and driving. We're happy to see you, Liz. Whoop whoop. Um, you can always ask for help on social media. Everybody doesn't have a strong network, so that's family and friends or people that you can reach out to. But it's important to, even if it's like through social media, like you just have like this favorite YouTuber that they kind of pour into you. Like we have Marlene Motivates. I feel like that's a form of coaching. If you like, I can't afford X, Y, and Z, but I know where to go find resources just to get some stuff to kind of empower me to continue doing what I'm doing. With the situation that we were talking about, where I said we're prompted the whole start over for me, a lot of my reliance came on over_plus size, my baby sis. And when she started sending me these videos of a pastor in Houston, where he just, like, a lot of his sermons were about kind of like starting over and reestablishing a firm foundation. And that gave me more strength to know this, you want more for your life. You are valued more for your life. And all you have to do is ask God for it, because at a point in time, I didn't think I deserved to have happiness. I didn't think I deserved to have more money. I didn't think I deserved to have friendships, that true valued friendships. Like, I'm like, well, maybe I just deserve, just to kind of say to myself, there's nothing that I can um, give to anyone of value, because I feel like I'm constantly sucking from or like pulling from others, where I like, I don't know what to do. But then it's okay to accept that help, and then it's okay to seek professional help if you can afford it. We have the resources online, like I said, where it's people that you can look at that may be like YouTubers or pastors or coaches that are virtual. Hey girl, she said she getting ready. She was like, hey sis, hey, getting ready and listening to you. Thank you, Trinity. Trinity also has started her platform Trendy Tips on Instagram, so go follow her. I think she's gonna start putting out some stuff soon. So she's starting over, starting anew. And then we think of the success stories of the people who do start over. Like we said, we talked about Chris Brown, Cherie, and then we talked about Melody Cherie, about, these inspirational journeys of these individuals. And I think a lot of time people don't know that with Denzel Washington, his career started later. He had a lot of hurdles and challenges when it came to his career and getting it really established. And he's probably one of the most well known actors in the world. Like, people know Denzel Washington. People know actors, or people know certain people who are famous that have these struggle stories. And so sometimes we can relate more to people with struggles than people who just have like this glamorous this start. So a lot of times when it even comes to like politics, like a lot of people originally liked Trump because Trump had a very interesting. I remember being in high school. Everyone was really much big on Trump because at that time he was this billionaire man. His family were immigrants, something that he talks about in his book. He had 5 bankruptcies at that bankruptcy multiple times, and was still able to start over and to like make more millions. But grant you, it's this person who comes from money in a sense. So like, can't everybody really relate to that? So then you go to a story to someone like Master P. He's a millionaire. His family had issues with drug abuse, even though he had a rough setup as a father, but having to deal with his wife being addicted to drugs, multiple children, him taking care of all of his children, which is okay, like women do it all the time. Okay, then having to watch his child be also addicted to drugs and then ultimately passing away. And so it's like, even through that, one of his biggest mottos is to always keep striving for more. And so a lot of people can relate to that because, life happens. People pass away. People no longer become friends with you. You lose your job. You gain jobs. All of these things happen, but it's not about what happens to you. It's how you respond to what has happened. So a lot of people think, well, how am I supposed to have strength when this happened to me, that happened to me, this person is doing that, I can't do this. It's like all of these excuses of why you can't find a way to mentally prepare yourself to try to move on. And which sometimes it can just be easier said than done because we're all but human. But I feel like we have to have sometimes the self motivation for ourselves to continue on. And I feel like, hold on, let me get it closer. It's 5:14. I feel like that um we in the part of the success story, we must not forget to compare ourselves to some of the success stories of people who have restarted their lives, because sometimes it's not as simple as 1 year, 2 year, or 2 months where they kind of reset stuff and start putting stuff in a trajectory where they can be better, where it takes time. And I was telling my sister that I have to reframe the way that I'm thinking, because for so long, for the past 2 years, I had to be, I don't think it was probably Lizzie. I said I had to be on fight or flight. And people don't understand that now this situation has made me more aware, because I just had to be on 10 all the time. I had to always have to feel like I had to fight somebody verbally. I always felt like I had to be top flight security, as Mac would say up in here. I just had to be those things. Trinity says 10% of what happens in life and 90% is how you react to it 100%. Agreed. Like, and then we have Alicia, happy Friday. Then we have Mac, top flight security. What up, chat? What up, though, Mac? We talking about starting over. We at the process of where we decide to start over. Now we in the inspirational success part of it. Talk, chat, us reestablishing how are we gonna react to things. And when you think, like, is it someone that you think about when you think of a success story of someone starting over that's famous or well known? Mac, Alicia, Trinity, Liz, Whitney. Because I named my people that I thought, who I think of when I think of like success stories. But yeah, um, ooh, I think I have a lot of cover points of this. So once we think about the success, I think it's important to have the importance, like why is it important to have resilience? Building resilience is to handle setbacks and failures and learning to embrace uncertainty. So when we do start over, there's always the things are not going my way. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Like I never, you know, started this job. I shouldn't have left my old job. I shouldn't have got this I shouldn't accepted this promotion because I wasn't ready. I don't know, or either I should have just possibly waited until I had more experience, or I shouldn't have left um Catherine. Cause I'm trying to think of her name. Because maybe she was the best I was gonna get. It was mediocre. She didn't really seem like she cared, but she was there. There's years involved. Maybe I should have stayed. So I was gonna be an uncertainty. So I was gonna be like some setbacks of like, okay, I don't know, some pushing. Like we said, we like that imposter syndrome, and they doesn't have to always be with careers. It can be with personal life and with relationships as well. I was thinking of Samuel L. Jackson. I was just thinking about how, a lot of people don't know Samuel L. Jackson was addicted to drugs. Okay, I think she's about to say it right here. She says he turned his whole life around and didn't hit acting success until late in life. So yes, Samuel L. Jackson always talks. That's a good example. Samuel L. Jackson always talks about how he had a drug addiction early on, and he had a wife, kids, and how he literally personally, without this we said without help from any person but from God, was to to basically kick the drug habit and really live in the success of his story. Because I don't know, as a woman, how I could have dealt with, first off, drinking is one thing, which is also an addiction. People who have addiction when it comes to sexual deviancies, people who have addictions when it comes to being addicts to drugs, and for people to like completely turn around and have a clean bill of health, push through, and also be successful. And Samuel L. Jackson is another, because we talked about Denzel Washington, is another actor who is very well known worldwide and well paid, and got him a beautiful black woman by his side. She said Taraji P. Henson, also another. She's an actress. She started off. A lot of people don't know, like even in Baby Boy, and a lot of her roles that she plays, 20 roles, she was actually a little bit older than a lot of the cast. Um, for those roles, she came. Well, she's a, I think, not Morehouse, Hampton. I believe Hampton. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Hampton. She is a graduate of Hampton. She was a teenage or a young mother, and who started over with her young son for her to move to LA to start her career. And she had challenges. She had, everything was stacked against her. It also makes me think about when I think about people having all of these challenges, and where it's like real life stories where you can kind of relate to. What is her name? Tiffany Haddish. Like, a lot of people was counting. I even thought, like, okay, this girl can't have longevity and be so dumbfounded acting, but I guess it's her acting, and who constantly was waiting for a chance for her to make it, and then for her to make it in later in life. During that process, had a very public breakup. People called her crazy, delusional, unlovable, um, not beautiful because of her blemishes, unorthodox with some of the way the things that she thinks, and she was able to, make a true life for herself and name as an actress and a comedian. Her comedy is superb, so subpar, but either way, she's making it. Alicia says, LOL. Yes, I was gonna say he was a whole addict, but cleaned it up, and we love it. I don't know what Alicia's saying about past, but I think she's saying pass the torch. I missed it. My brain wasn't braining fast enough to even keep up with the comments, which it wasn't even a lot. Um, when it comes to us starting over, I feel like it is ideal to have practical tips for starting over. Is to have achievable goals. We have to have patience and persistence, and make sure that we have the tools to be successful in starting over, like we said before. Whether, like I said, if you can't have the access of having a coach, then we have YouTube University right here, where there's so many people on here every day that come and bring motivation, that come and bring information regarding career. So anything that you do or people do or have done, it's pretty much there's some type of point of reference when you come on the internet, whether that's the World Wide Web, whether that's YouTube. TikTok is big on information right now. So I was just finding a way to plug in the information, and then you get in it. And then when it comes to achievable goals, don't be out here outlandish. And you have dreams, but like you said, let's have a progress to get there. Let's not stuff that you want to do, something that you're not remotely qualified for, and not just me saying, okay, well, girl, you have to have faith, but you are a 30-year-old esthetician, and you have decided, I'm gonna be a heart surgeon. Not to say you can't be no heart surgeon, but you said the next 2 years I'm gonna be a heart surgeon. You have no medical history, no medical education. You have not passed exams to be a heart surgeon. You have not done the necessary training. But that's your goal for 2 years when you have no medical background, no education or not. So we want to start off with, we're gonna go to school. We're gonna start X, Y, and Z to get to those goals. We want to make sure everything is achievable in some way, shape, or form, and that can be period. So yeah, you're doing great, Bookie. It just ain't gonna happen tomorrow. Period. Period. We want to have achievable goals. We want to have the stuff. Maybe that can be a long term goal, because sometimes we may have these goals and we think this is where I want to end up. But it's okay to have short term goals in between those. How many I know Trinity can attest to how many times her goals and her trajectory of life and where she was going to be at changed since she graduated from high school. And she's had so many different things that she wanted to do. And I'm always like, whatever you want to do, you could do it. When it was hard, she said, I can't deal with this. She found a new goal to try to achieve and to complete. We have to always want to have growth. We always want to have to be reflective in our journey, and to have people around us that's not going to be just yes man, but also be encouragers. And you may just want to have two groups, honestly, because I was told that someone was just so used to me always being so reassuring and piss poor behavior, that when I wasn't reassuring and piss poor behavior, then it was almost like, well, you're not just like, did you change? It's like, no, I'm the person that I am. But also, I feel like when you have a friend, you don't want a friend that's just going to tell you yes all the time. But also, sometimes as a friend, sometimes you don't need to give no feedback or advice. Sometimes you need to give prayer, because people are going to do what they want to do. People are always going to be fed up with something, and they're always want to restart something. And sometimes they don't need your feedback, even if they ask for it. And I've learned that um, in many ways in my life. And I keep telling Trinity, I'm like, People will say one thing and be firm in that thing that they're saying, be so convincing, and will continue to do piss poor behavior because of many of various reasons, even including myself. So I am an objective person by default. I am not the normal human that you would ever meet that's going to be upset or turn on someone for giving me information. I may be in my feelings, but I'm not, even when I'm in my feelings, I don't even say it because I value the person that normally value the person that I'm getting the information from. I'm not gonna risk this. They telling me this for a reason, and I have to accept. And there's been plenty of times where friends have set me aside to give me like, get your together. I had Chelsea was like, I don't want to hear no more about how you was over Skywalker and how you was done with his. But you're gonna continue to communicate and to have these unhealthy conversations because it feels nice and it's something that you're used to. So I'm going to listen, and then when I feel like it is okay for me to feel comfortable enough to share feedback, I shall. And I had to accept that as a friend because like I'm doing this to myself. I'm accepting piss poor behavior of myself with the person and from the individual that's giving me those type of vibes. Trinity says for sure the road wasn't easy, but I can admit it is rewarding. My girl out here is doing it, girl. Congratulations on your job. Slasher Chick says yes, you gotta gauge where people are. They may not actually be in the space for truth. And I told that to that person and they disagreed. They were in truth stage and they were not. And I just proceeded to shut up. Not because I was like trying to be like dismissive, but you sometimes have to know the audience and feed the audience, like she said, gauge the audience and give them the information digestible. Like, give people how they can digest it. And sometimes you have to baby feed people with situations. And people have baby fed me with situations. It's a lot of poor behaviors or acceptance that I kind of actively engage in, not even knowing that it's not acceptable to let people treat you a certain way. It's not acceptable to treat people a certain way and then expect a different outcome when you treat them that way. I feel like the idea of treat others how you treat people how you want to be treated is a true testament. How can you be upset about how someone is treating you when you're treating them not the best, but you think that it's acceptable because you're saying this is the best I can give them? They should be happy with the way that I'm treating them because confetti, you don't deserve anything greater than, but I'm giving you the most that I think you deserve. And I expect you to do these things for me in return of my gratitude of the things that I'm doing with you because I expect, because that's how I treat people, that you would do in return for me. That mind frame is dumb. Even if they ask for you for it. Okay, now we got that part. But that idea is dumb. I learned a long time ago, don't do anything for anyone and expect anything in return, because then you're going to find yourself being upset. It's plenty times I've been upset. I'm like, dang, I didn't do all of this for this person, laid down my life. I need some water. Laid down my life in my brain. I'm dramatic. And they treat me this way. Me? Not me. You can't be me. You see this, the entitlement of it? You can't be me. You can't treat me this way after I done did this. Not even asked. Just suggested. Or because I felt like you needed this from me. How arrogant can a person be to offer up help or offer up assistance or offer up a part of them, saying they doing it out of the grace of just them being them and expecting you to do something in return? And then when they don't do it, you're upset at them and then having this pity party for yourself, not acceptable. Because I tell myself all the time, whenever it's something, after my last situation, I said, you're dumb. I can't even be mad at the person. You never give too much of yourself to where there's nothing left or someone isn't pouring back into you in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't always have to be monetary. Like, people can give you good advice, be a great support system, depending on the value and the type of relationship that you have with a person. I just choose not to. I don't have expectations for no one in this time of my life. I'm 33 years old. I've always, in my mind, thought that I should always give more of myself to others because I feel like you should do unto others as you want people to do unto you. And I also had the thought frame base of having a servant's heart like Jesus. Godplex syndrome, girl, almost borderline narcissist. Okay, and had to figure out, girl, nobody not gonna care. But I was okay with not getting no gratitude in return because I knew that in my brain, in heaven, I was gonna be rewarded. People didn't have to know what I did until I was like, dang, like everybody getting this recognition, but people didn't know I did X, Y, and Z. People, I need everyone to know this is what I've been going through. I'm tired. I've given up all that I can give. And then I had to realize that where does the accountability comes for yourself. So a lot of people who have issues with other people don't say how they contribute to the issues with the people they have the issue with, and the patterns of you having those issues turn into, okay, well, maybe the problem isn't that person. Maybe the problem is you. Right. Scrappy, bring me some water because I'm thirsty. Been talking for 45 minutes. Everyone isn't you and won't like you, period. Give from your overflow. The overflow ain't got nothing to give. We talking about the water. You over here pouring into everybody's cup and you ain't got nothing for yourself, but then got the audacity, the caucasity, as I call it, to tell someone, you know what, I done gave all I could give and no one was ever given to me and it's their fault. No, it was your fault for continue to pour into other cups and you seen that the water was going low and you continue to pour into other people's cups and knowing that no one was filling up yours. And sometimes the assignment is that you're going to be able to pour into other lives and you're not going to get nothing in return. But you need to have the foundation and have the net, like have the, what is it called? I'm trying to think. My brain. You should need to have the support system to where you know these people can pour into me in a time of demise, and just be upfront with what you need. No one should have to think with what a person needs in order for them to be helped. Like, it shouldn't be my, it's not, like you said, it's not no one else's job to know your boundaries. It's that type of mind frame. No one should know what you need in order to start over. You should be able to articulate, this is what I need. If you don't know what you need, this is what I'm learning. I'm trying to figure this out of what things have led you. Also need to have boundaries. Certain stuff you may not be able to do when you starting over. You may need to be over there studying because you're doing your next career goals and you need to be doing the research instead of going out partying. Maybe instead of you just broke up with somebody that you cared for, instead of trying to jump into bed with somebody else or entertain other souls, figure out what's going on with your particular soul. Tyler, you keep on making the same poor decisions with individuals that mimic the same situation that you just left. So stop trying to talk to people and figure out what is going on. Why do I keep? Okay, be right back. Okay, girl. Why I keep being in these situations? And Trinity was the same time. Don't be going on there talking all that smack about how you gonna do all these things and you setting the new and you done right. But we're human. Yeah, I try so hard. And Trinity knows it's only with Trinity and with Lizzie. I'd be like, girl, I'm gonna call him. But I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's just more of the thought process of you having to reestablish what you want. You having to reestablish what you want for yourself, setting up those goals, long and short term, making sure they're obtainable. Maybe it's a day by day type of situation. Mark said, "I feel like you talking about me." Ah! What they say in the church? If the shoe fit, I wasn't talking about you. First off, thou should not try me. That's what my shirt say. Move 24/7. Thou should not try me. Thou should not try you, bro. I ain't talking about you though. But if it resonates with you, then that means something about what I'm saying has some type of truth. But a lot of times when we talk about starting over and us reestablishing ourselves, us setting boundaries for ourselves, us setting obtainable goals, us setting the support system, a good foundation, it's going to always some way, shape, or form kind of like we can resonate with some of that stuff because it's like, okay, I can see how that can align with what I have going on. And when it comes to how we deal with romantic partnerships, a lot of people can identify with some of those struggles because in our reality we are all human. We're all human. We all want to be successful in what we do, whether it's career, personal, romantic, all of these things. And it's just one of them things where you just take day by day. But you have to have a mindset to always be better. That's all I can say about it. Not him laughing. No. If you was up here, you can have your own feedback, sir. If you was up here, you can have your own feedback. I'm going to drop the link in the chat if anybody want to come up for the last 10 minutes of our live to talk about um, anything that you are wanting to start over in, anything you starting anew, whether it's relationship, career, personal life, or just like any type of encouragement you want to give to the audience. This is your time to do so because we got 9 minutes. It was 10, but we got 9, and that was perfect. That isn't perfect because when when we start when we start to actually decide that we are capable, worthy of all of these things that we have set for our lives, then we can truly make an impact to have a better trajectory. Whether it's something small, everything doesn't have to be this big, outlandish impact that we just think that we need to have. Like I need to have a completely different goal. I need to have a completely different dream so people can be happy for me. Maybe you want to have a legacy and you just don't know what the legacy is. All right, bro. This is just to everybody out there. It's not just you. But it is what it is. Or you can just type down in the comments. Anyone got any comments that they wanna give out to the peeps? But I just feel like this next particular chapter of my life will be something of greatness, will be something of value. Um, I'm excited because I no longer want to accept piss poor behavior from anyone that claims to care about me or give out piss poor behavior to anyone that I claim to care about. You know, that's all I can pretty much say on that note. Shoot. The link is in the comments if you want to come up, give a some feedback, share anything that you are starting over with or encouragement to the listeners. Give me just 1 second to get some water. I almost don't want to turn back on the camera. It's nice not to be having to figure out what's going on. I would like to give a shout out to Kanyan Phenomenon. He just released his album on Spotify. I'm not for sure if it's on. I'm trying to see if I can share my screen of it. If it's on like Apple Music. I'm about to pull it up here. Release his information online because I'm okay. It's on here. So I'm gonna share that after I give just give a quick summary. I think that was a good topic. I hope that y'all were able to find some good takeaway points, encouragement about starting over in your life, whether it's personal, romantic, career wise. Because we all need a little encouragement. And I hope that we share that here today. As I said, the shout out for Kanyan Phenomena. And we're gonna listen to a little bit of his music before we head out of here. Hopefully we find us a good little whoop whoop. Okay. Good little hold on. Let's call Kanyan Phenomenon on the phone and see what he gotta say about what song we should play that can be aligned with our trajectory. Hey, you on speakerphone, you on live with me. Hey. So I'm about to end the live in about 4 minutes, but I want to shout out your album and share it with yes. And so I'm asking, what song should we play on here? Our topic is starting over, and I want to make sure I play something that is maybe close to us. Is this something that you would just suggest that we play?
We're starting over.
Yeah, or just if you just got a suggestion of a song, we can go with that.
I say play that upbeat, chill vibes with the vibe. You gotta tell me that.
What is it called?
Got chilling, or is it like y'all upbeat, like y'all high tempo?
We're mid. We're excited about starting over, starting our lives. Oh, you only have one song on here. It's you. You want it.
How you want it? Yeah, play that.
All right. Okay, so y'all, we're going to play Kanyan Phenomenon. How You Want It. Here, if y'all have not, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and we'll put it in the description or the comments after the live is over. And we do have your permission to play it.
Yeah, this is a real deal song right here. Yeah.
All right. Anything you want to say about the song before we play it for the masses?
Man, bless up.
Period. All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to the live. If you want to hop in the chat, you can. Okay.
I'm in there.
All right. Love you.
Bye
bye. They always love me more, brother. You just didn't know it. You just didn't know they be loving on me. I'm about to send it to him real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and play my bro stuff because we are starting over. We are doing things not only just for ourselves, but to have the legacy that we leave here on this earth is truly important. And yes. Come back in, y'all. Don't do me like that. Let me refresh my screen. No, cancel. Okay, Mark said fire. All right. We are about to play Kanyan Phenomenon. How You Want It. Cheers to bro. Period. Cheers to my bro. Let me know if y'all can't hear it. We about to play it.
Moving fast, I ain't stopping at a red light. I'ma call me, tell me, baby, keep your head right. Baby, keep your head right. Feeling myself, I came with some help. I came with a cannon. We preserving the well, north side. We burning outside. My cousins staying on the west, but they robbed just to feel alive. That's a dash demon with the devil. But I know that you just switch sides. 37 trying to find heaven. If you rollin', baby, just try. Like a shooting star when I'm landing. I was losing weight, I had a panic. Had to find out who really with me. Had to find out who really with me. She shared feelings with me when she let me in my yard. You know that you proud, baby. You know that you proud. She said she gonna change for me. She wanna share her name with me. Moving fast, I ain't stopping at no red light. Who gon' call me whenever I'm on the thin line? Baby, keep your head out here on the thin line. Feeling myself, I came with some help. I came with a cannon. We preserving the well, north side. We riding outside. My cousins staying on the west, but they robbed just to feel alive. That's a dancing demon with the devil. But I know that you just switch sides. 37 trying to find heaven. If you rollin', baby, just try. Like a shooting star when I'm landing. I was losing weight, I had a panic. Had to find out who really with me. Had to find out who really with me. Let me know, son. Life at a party, look at what you started. Like dotty, your body got me rocking. I want all your loving, can I pray you something? All of the above, can you speak my language, darling? Been focused on my calling, we leaving in the morning. Tell me how you want it, somebody on my mind. You a big west side, I love it how you ride with me, East Coast side. Let me want your body. Now you got me wildin', we gon' settle this in private. I can't put you on the song, we can run it up, fly private. I know that you a scholar, look at how you give me down. Whoa. Tell me how you want it, what you got it on. You trying to you out, every topic, go. Tell me how you want it, you can have a shot. I see you and I wanna tell you all about it. She gon' pop like drops, now she get it out the flow. Life at a party, look at what she started. Like dotty, your body got me rocking. I want all your loving, can I pray you something? All of that you broke, can you speak my language, darling? Been focused on my calling, we living in the morning. Tell me how it want it, put your body on my mind. You a big west side, I love it how you ride with me, East Coast side. Let me want your body, East Coast side. Let me want your body, East Coast side.
That was that heat from Kayan Phenomenon of Phenomenon Records. He is in the chat as we speak. This is his. I don't know. Is this your debut album? I'm assuming this is your debut album because I've never known of you to have a full album before. So y'all go ahead and run up, Kayan Phenomenon. Um, how you want it? Period. Okay, where's my face? Where's me? Let's stop sharing. We got his face on here. Kayan Phenomenon. Shout out to the 7 people in the stream. Don't forget to thumbs up the live. Um, as we all know, we're still we talked about starting over. Um, we were able to get some good tips, some good encouragement, feedback from the chat about what that starting over looked like for them. As we are, our whole month lives pretty much been about the betterment of ourselves and making ourselves putting ourselves in positions to be the best that we can be. And so each week we talk about something that can ultimately make us better individuals and humans in this world. We talk about real life issues and things that are happening in the world, and how we can ultimately apply that to our lives for the better. Just for example reasons, shouting out the people who are out here making music or content that brings us joy or encouragement. So shout out to Marks, shout out to Kayan Phenomena, shout out to uh Trini. You changed your profile, girl. I see you. Before she didn't have no little thing on her. Now she got her a whole little a little photo. Shout out to Alicia, aka Slack. Okay, so I mean, we have some Mac or Die. You know, he's with in Oklahoma as a content creator and podcaster, blogger of real life situations. Period. But I'm pretty much satisfied with how our life has went. Unless I'm gonna just ask one more time before we leave. If anyone has anything to share, now is your time to share it amongst the folks. Any encouragement or feedback, or just you wanting to share any of the something that you're starting over with and you want to share it with the people in the stream, or just have this random encouragement for the people that are starting over, then here's your time to do so. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to decide because Dawn is tired. I put it on my agenda to ask and to make sure that I give it time for the listeners to share their experiences, with the chat, see what aligns with everyone. Period. Spread love. Kayan Phenomenon said, spread love. And he said, spread love all over yourself. Period. With 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 today society, I feel like it's truly important to make sure that you are constantly feeding yourself mentally, emotionally, so that you can be the best version of yourself at all times. Our mind is one of the strongest things that we have as individuals. And when we allow our mind to be filled with filth or not to be in its best condition, it's like our body. We work out, we try to eat right. When something we put in our body disrupt the system, we go and get help. When something disrupt our mind, we should go and get help. Our mind is a terrible thing to waste because without your mind, you can't move or function the body in the way that you want to do. You can't make um, those trajectories for you to start over and to have objectives and to have goals. All of that become hard for us. And I want to make sure that we're feeding our spirit man mentally and emotionally because that ultimately is important. There's plenty of people who are is it paraplegic, I can't say the word now. Not having, they're not able to use their full body, but they have their mind, and like your mind have so much strength in it. And I feel like we should constantly try to pour into ourselves mentally because to be broken, and I just want to give you encouragement if you are going through something mentally and it just feels like so depressing, so um, unbearable, and you've been in the funk of I'm going to feed myself. I'm just not going to acknowledge it. Sometimes you got to say, I don't feel good mentally, but I know I'm going to be good and I'm going to pour into myself, whether it's in motivational videos that you have here on YouTube, speaking to a friend and expressing how you feel. Sometimes you just got to say how you feel to get it off your chest. Working out is a good way to release endorphins in your body that is good for you. And yeah, so make sure you feed your spirit man mentally, physically, emotionally. So all those good jazz and jits. But yeah, thank y'all for watching my 4th episode of Babes and Boundaries here on the YouTube land of Delightful _ Dawn. Don't forget to catch us in our next week, Babes and Boundaries, which probably is going to be our last August live. And I think we're going to make that live about kind of like almost maybe even the introductory of the dating series that we were talking about. So if you have any questions regarding my dating experiences or experience, I'm going to try to drop a video next week, and then we could further discuss it on live and then make it a series thus from there. I think that would be cool. So y'all, thank y'all for stopping by. Thumbs up the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms. That is delightful_Dawn. If you desire to be featured on this channel, whether it's music or just to be a quick appearance of a guest, then hit me up in the DM of delightful_Dawn or in the Chizat. Y'all stay unapologetically you in all that you do, and I'll see you guys in our next live stream. Deuces.